So let's just see how you can create an ERD. So first you'd go over to the external data and your file, upload your files over here. The first file that I have is general ledger accounts. I'm going to upload the file the way I used to, the very similar way that we did in the class. And click on that. I'm just going to call it ledger accounts. I'm going to finish this one here. I'm going to repeat the same step for my other files. Call it invoice items here. I'm just going to assign it as invoice ID as my primary key in this case, because within this window I cannot assign two I cannot assign two keys as a primary key, because in this case I have to use the combination of two columns or combination of two variables to uniquely identify a row. So I can't really do that in this import wizard, which is why this will be something that I'll do in my next step. But for now, I just like to upload the files. So this one is called my invoice items. So you get this error, just click on OK. Next thing would be just click your remaining other two files. This one is invoice. Click on that. This one is a vendor's file. So you name it accordingly here. So now what you could do is you could go ahead and create an ERD for yourself. So you could go over here, click on the relationships, drag all of the things over here, all of your tables, and so this one over here is going to be related to the invoice items and the invoice ID. And you click on this, you can create over here. Likewise, do account number for the invoice items and the ledger accounts here. And this one over here would go somewhere here where you would connect the vendor IDs between the two tables. Click on this and click on that. Now, as you could tell that from this ERD, we do not really have a primary key identifier for this particular table. So what we could do is click on this one, this table right here, invoice items, because it's the one which does not really have a identifier assigned over here. So we need to assign invoice ID and the invoice sequence together as a primary key. So this is what we call a composite key. So because this table does not really have a unique identifier, so we are going to be using the combination of these two, the invoice ID and the sequence, as a unique primary key. Okay, the two variables. So for that, we'll right click on this one, click on the design view, and this is the kind of window that you will get. So what you could do is select the first row, and for Windows it's Shift and the down key. That would select both of your rows. So I don't know how it works with the Mac, but if you're a Windows user, the key that we're going to use is make sure you click on the first row like this, and then Shift and the down arrow. So this is going to have both of your first two rows selected, and then after that you're going to click on this one, primary key, and that's all you need to do. So and then you could click on save, and that's it. So if you close this, and now you see both of your variables are now going to be used together as a unique identifier for this particular table. So this is how you would set up your ERD, and you should be all set to write down your queries.